All right, Coach, we'll start with you. Just give us an opening statement, and then we'll take some questions.
Okay. First of all, I'm real pleased with the staff and how hard everybody worked to put this class together. It was an important class for us, being the second year here and having a full year of recruiting these kids. I'm excited about the guys that we signed. I think we addressed all of our needs. I'm real pleased. We started, like we always do, we started locally, kind of worked out from there. We're going to recruit Oklahoma kids. I think right now there's 25 in this class, so I'm really excited about that as well.
Is there a theme to this class, or is this like an all-around kind of just addressing needs everywhere?
It's all around. You'll see we signed players at every position. I wanted to make sure that we didn't oversign at quarterback, so there's only 2 quarterbacks. We brought in a mid-year quarterback and then 1 freshman quarterback. We have some depth there, but other areas we're still continuing to build depth. With the amount of kids that we redshirted last year and then bringing in this class, I think we've addressed all of our needs.
You notice a lot of guys on both sides, offensive and defensive line. Was that, a focus of positions that you wanted to get improved?
Without a doubt. Offensive line, I thought it was an area we needed to improve and improving our recruiting there. Defensive line, we lost some of our key players. We brought in some mid-year guys at the D-line and offensive line, some guys that need to come in and make an immediate impact on this football team, and then some young guys that should play early in their careers here, and we're expecting them to, and we told them that when we recruited them.
On the offensive side of the ball, can you kind of talk about just like some of the wide receivers you've signed?
Just in general, we wanted to make sure that we signed guys that could do multiple things. We signed some athletes, we signed some taller guys, we signed some quicker guys to play the slots and stuff like that. So, we signed one guy that play a little bit of quarterback, but he's going to come here and play receiver. I'm just excited about the depth that they bring and the different skills that they bring to us as well.
Okay.
Having a couple guys playing all-star games from the defensive line, does that make it easier to recruit those guys? Do you have guys that are, now certainly trying to come here because they know the success that you've had here in a very short time?
It definitely doesn't hurt. But, when we recruit these kids, we don't sell them on stuff like that. We sell them on the football staff, the coaching staff, that we're going to take care of them, that they're going to get a degree. But that definitely does help. There's no doubt about it.
You mentioned you started out close to home and with 25 Oklahoma kids, and some from this area, but also a lot of success in Oklahoma City and some in Tulsa. So kind of summarize your recruiting efforts in the state of Oklahoma.
I gotta give credit to a lot of the high school coaches in Oklahoma, because they helped us. They're fans of the Bulldogs. Whether they were in Loma here or not, we had a lot of people that really helped us. Get their kids in front of us and make sure we had the right information. I'm really excited about our relationship with the high school coaches in Oklahoma, and I hope it continues to build. I just can't say enough about those guys and how my staff has handled that, and I'm really excited about that.
You signed a couple kids from Thomas, which is just right by the road, and Brandon Eckert. How big is it for like kids who can just be like 20 minutes from home playing Division II football?
I think it's huge, and most importantly, I want to say that we make sure those kids can play for us.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't recruit them because they're from Thomas or Clinton or anything like that. We make sure they can play because it helps your program. Those kids, they're going to come, their families are going to come, their grandmas are going to come, and that's how we put people in the stands. And when those people are proud of Weatherford, and we want to make sure they can play close to home so they can stay and play.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of Division II programs that, at the upper echelon, they redshirt a lot of their freshmen, and 99% of them. Early in your tenure, is that something that you want to work towards, or do you have true freshmen in this class that you think will definitely get some time?
Yeah, last year we had a signing class. At the end of the day, it was probably around 70, and we've only played 4 freshmen. You'd like to do that every year, and I tell all those kids I say I'm radically transparent. I am with those kids where I tell them all this is kind of the plan, but it changes. Some of them might need to play, some of them might need to help us right away. And when we do that, we communicate that with the parents and everybody. But that would be the hope, is that we would redshirt as many as we possibly could. There would be a lot better, fifth-year seniors than they will four-year seniors. So excited about the ones that we are redshirting.
In recruiting, Coach, they say, recruiting's never done. Obviously, you might here pretty quickly turn the page to next year, but is there anything that between now and, through the summer and all, any other things you look to shore up for next year's roster?
There's no doubt. We're always evaluating and looking. We're evaluating the guys that we have now, evaluating the guys that we're bringing in, trying to, not just bring in people in position, but trying to get better. Just bring in more talent each year and continue to get better as we progress here in this program.
This is your second year at SWOSU, first full year of recruiting. What are maybe some things that you learned from last year's recruiting that can help you for this year's recruiting?
Really just selling this place. You don't have to give kids false hope. You get it if we get them on campus, they come here. We have a high success rate of getting kids on campus. almost to the point where we have to be somewhat careful when we bring kids on campus. And I tell the coaches all the time, just understand that when they come check it out, they're going to like it and they're probably going to commit. And most of them do. So that's one thing that I've learned is just let this place sell itself. Let the people in the community and the university sell this place. And it's been great.
I know from like an X's and O's standpoint, it's hard to evaluate a coach's first year because, a lot of the kids aren't necessarily guys that you've looked at for 2 years. Do you feel, that you've got guys that are going to work in your system, not only as freshmen, but also as, redshirt juniors and seniors as well?
Yeah, there's no doubt, and even last year, we were a different team from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and part of that was because we lost some guys at some key positions and didn't have enough depth to overcome that, and not just depth, but quality depth. And that's something we got to continue to get better, and that way, a few injuries here and there don't hurt you as much as it hurt us last year.